Welcome back, everyone. This is the Big Blue Banter podcast where we aim to combine game film evaluation with analytics and common sense. I'm Dan Schneier, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Nick Turchin. Today, we're going to dive into the defensive line and edge prospects could interest the Giants and could soon be members of the New York Football Giants this weekend after the draft, and players we haven't touched on. We're going to create a mock draft that puts both Nick and I on the clock for the Giants. And then finally, we will answer all of the questions from the listeners. Let's jump right in, Nick. Recent buzz and Vegas odds seem to suggest the Jets are honed in on selecting Ed Oliver with the number 3 pick. Nick, if the Jets pass on Oliver, is he someone the Giants should draft? And where does he land on your Giants-specific big board, one that factors in both fit, team needs, and talent?
Gotcha. Yeah, Ed Oliver, guy, absolute beast. Just watch him for a few games here. 6'0", 287 pounds. Playing to that weight pretty well. For me, on Ed Oliver, I put this out on Twitter. I see him, interestingly, as a really good player, as a disruptive player. He's going to go in the first round, but for the Giants specifically, I can't wrap my top 15 to 20 who is not going to be a starter day one. I don't think he can be a starter in a 4-2 over front as a 3-tech until later in his career, when he either adds a little size, a little play strength, or a little consistency. Overall, I think he's a sub-package player for the Giants, and if you wanted to go there, I think you're looking at the later half of the first round at least, or really into the second round even. So I don't know if he's going to fall, because I think the teams are going to fall in love with his explosiveness and his rare traits. I mean, the guy plays defensive lineman like a running back, as I heard Cosell recently say on the podcast, and I think that's exactly. But just for the Giants specifically, I think as an inside player, can you justify drafting a guy that high? Who's going to be a sub-package player?
Yeah, Nick, I have concerns as well, just from the standpoint of I'm not sure he actually fits exactly the frame they're looking for, especially not at the 5 technique. But it's debatable whether or not he can find other positions on that line, and just overall the strategy and philosophy Gettleman's shown in the past. Giants general manager Dave Gettleman during his time with the Panthers is basically, I don't care what positions of need are, I'm taking the best talent available. So it does seem like it's more of a projection with Oliver. That's not to say I haven't seen some cool stuff on him, just production wise from what I've watched, but at the same time, the production was not there like it was for Aaron Donald, who he athletically compares to. And it was at a much lower level at Houston versus at Pitt, where Donald played. So to me, I would predict that he's not actually in play for the Giants at number 6. And I don't think there's any chance he'll last until number 17 overall. I know the Giants met with him privately, one of their top 30 visits. And I know Jordan Rodden of ESPN predicts that, him and Devin White will be their top 2 targets at number 6. But there's been a lot of reports on who's going to be the top Giants targets this year. This isn't the Saquon Barkley year over, where, Gettleman essentially knew that he could leak the Barkley thing, because why not? I mean, no one was going to trade to 1 to draft a running back. The Browns were going to trade. The Browns were going to take a quarterback at 1, and Barkley was going to be his guy, and he was going to get him. But I think that, when you look at the overall perspective on Oliver and really the overall outlook, I think I'm with you. I don't see him being the pick for the Giants for a lot of the reasons you mentioned. But let's assume the Jets do take Oliver at 3, Nick, and then this causes Josh Allen, the Kentucky edge linebacker, to fall to the Giants at 6. Would it be a no-brainer decision for you to draft Allen in that spot? Nick? Hey, Nick? I can't hear you at all if you're talking. Hold on, I'm going to hit you up on GChat. Let me know if you get these. Oh, you can hear me. I can't hear you. Okay. I think something's wrong too, because you were cutting out at the beginning like a few times too. I thought it would just kind of get over it, but it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, you were fading out a lot too. All right. You want to try to do this over and restart both of our computers? Just let me know on GChat if you're cool with that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do the same. I'll be back.